As our guest will soon explain, hardship and violence have been a feature of economic life in the Palestinian territories long before the latest conflict. Her name is Amal Daraghmeh Masri. She is the CEO and editor-in-chief of Middle East Business News and of Ugarit Group, based in Ramallah in the West Bank. Thank you very much for joining us on People and Profit.
Thank you for having me.
Can you give us a sense of how hard it is to run a business in the West Bank today, especially as it relates to transporting people or merchandise from one point to another?
Indeed, yes. Harsh is the proper word to describe the economic sphere in the Palestinian territories in general, and in particular the West Bank and Jerusalem. One of the main obstacles that we're facing, not since October 7th, but since 75 years of Israeli occupation of Palestine, it's been number one rule is divide and rule in the Palestinian territories, means that we have our territories have been divided into small cities and areas with over, at some point, 700 checkpoints inside a very small territory such as the West Bank. It's not more than 5,800 kilometers square. So it's really a small territory compared to the number of checkpoints that is imposed in the area. So restrictions of movement is a great deal for us. In addition to the fact that the economy is down of at least 50% to 60% since, in particular, October 7th, as well as the loss of jobs of tens of thousands of Palestinians who used to work inside Israel.
And can you give us a sense of, you mentioned that these checkpoints, these conditions existed before October 7th and the latest flare-up in violence. But how much worse are things now then?
It's much worse in the sense of, the world is looking at what's happening in Gaza, already doing nothing of, to stop the genocide happening in Gaza. So the Israeli authorities are taking advantage of the absence of, a foreign eye having a look of what's happening. That the settlers, the terrorist settlers who live inside the West Bank of over 140 illegal settlements are stealing the land, the water, everything they can put their hands on is another hardship for us. So it makes it very dangerous to move from a place to another. You lose more and more of your lands. I come from a village nearby between Ramallah and Nablus, and I can't go there whenever I want. They closed all the entrances or let's say most of the entrances of cities and villages in order to restrict the movement of people unless they open the gate. It's really like a big prison. Really, this is what it looks like now more and more in the West Bank. So now with the settlers who are unleashed everywhere, they are fully armed, making our life like hell. This is what they want, hoping that we will leave our lands because we are threatened all time long and we don't feel safe. Our businesses being, at the minimum possible working. So it's we need to be really survival and to love so much Palestine that we would want to stay here.
You put the blame of the economic situation in Palestine squarely at Israel's doorsteps, whether it's the checkpoints or whether it's the finance minister currently withholding the Palestinian Authority's import tax revenue. Israel is the major determinant here, but do you see a way in which Israel's policies could change in the future?
I don't think so, because we have been through this since 75 years, and it's only getting worse and worse. And as you just mentioned, the holding the money, the Palestinian money, because why would Israel collect our customs and taxes? Because we don't have any borders, we don't have airports, we don't have ports, nothing. I mean, we have to go through Israeli borders each time, and that's where people pay the taxes for their goods coming into the West Bank. So they hijack our money, they steal our land, and then they say, okay, you should do better. They steal our water and they resell it for us. I mean, at least we lose per year the potential of $9 billion because of the occupation. And Israel profits at least $40 billion because they are occupying our lands. So it's not easy, but the private sector is still yet surviving so far.
Amal Daraghmeh Masri, you are the CEO of Middle East Business News and of the Ugara Group based in Ramallah in the West Bank. Thanks for talking to us on People and Profit.
Thank you.